Give us a few minutes, Akim Aquarium. If you can hear me, give me a 1. I don't know if it paused. The time stopped rolling. Oh, that's 12. Okay, solid. Can you bring that camera a little closer? Yeah, that's the word. All right. All right, more time. Christ, clap it up. Tonight's 30th scripture breakdown on Captain Gadalhar. Before we get into it, y'all brothers got any questions? There's a ringtone out? Oh, TikTok. Oh yeah, the brother be going. He be getting it down on TikTok. I be seeing the videos. 1 second.
I got a question, sir.
Hold on. Can you unplug this speaker out? The water. What's your question?
I should have brought the book, but I was reading a book called Zealot.
Zealot?
And
Zealot or Zealot?
Zealot.
Okay, Zealot.
And it's going into the history of like Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And the writer brought up how after the Hasmoneans, I guess the people, Maccabees and them,
yeah,
when they took back Jerusalem,
right,
that eventually they ruled, and then at a certain point, the king ruling class of Israel was split because there was two brothers called Hicarius and Astrosicus, something like that.
Okay.
And that class of rulership in Israel split because they asked help from Rome because they were fighting against each other to see who would rule next.
Okay.
And I should have brought the book, Search the Life, but I'll bring it next time. I wanted to know if those characters were real and if you can.
Did it have to do anything with Romulus and Remus? Did you go into that yet? Because you're talking about taking over Rome, right?
I'm talking about those are Roman people, right?
Romulus and Remus, yeah.
I'm saying the people that descend from Mattathias
are Romans. Are you talking about?
Saying because so like if I could, that book is talking about Mattathias, how they took over Jerusalem again.
Okay.
And then it's saying his descendants eventually came against one another. So two brothers who descend from Mattathias came against one another, and that's how the rulership that they had from Mattathias got destroyed because they went and asked help from the Romans.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And they came in the scene, and then that's how it moved over to the Romans ruling over Israel, I guess.
Okay.
And I wanted to know if those two characters, those two brothers, were in the Bible.
Okay. Oh, like in the Bible.
Yeah, but I can't remember the names.
No sweat. Just bring it next week, and I'll probably have to do some review. I'm not familiar with the story for sure. All right, but just bring it next week, all right? And text me the name so I can research them.
All right, Connor.
All right. You got a question? Any other questions? No. Brother said he has some questions. 1 second. Okay, no sweat. Give me this precept real quick. Let me get 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. 1 Corinthians 1 and 10. Hold on, there's another one I'm gonna give you. James 4, right? Give me James 4. 1 second. James 4 and 2.
After 1 Corinthians, sir.
James 2, John 2 and 9. 19. 1 John 2 and 19. Let me get those, all right?
Connor, so you want the first one?
Yes. Wait, hold on 1 second. Before you go to that one, let me get Luke 11 and 17. I'm going to division. What Untitled division, fear, strength, patience, and I'm gonna go with something after that too. All right. Nazizak, can you look up division in the dictionary real quick? Con, if you could.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 1 and verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye all speak the same thing.
We all speak the what?
The same thing.
Right, so read it again from the top.
Now I beseech you, brethren.
Beseech means what? Go ahead.
To beg.
Yeah, to warn, right?
To warn.
Right. Go ahead.
Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye all speak the same thing.
We got to speak the same thing. Y'all understand that, right? What does it mean to speak the same thing? Not that.
To be on the same accord.
Meaning?
How can I say? To have one set goal.
Well, okay, give me a little more though. Speak the same thing. What does that mean?
Say like pretty much all on the same subject.
Okay, yeah. Teach the same thing. That's what you want to say, right? You want to teach the same thing. We all teaching the same exact thing. Y'all understand, right? We all teach that the white man's the devil. Not some of us gonna be like, well, you know, he's not the devil. He's a man. Like, don't do that. If we teach it, speak the same thing right from the top.
1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 10. Now I beseech you, brethren, by the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, that ye all speak the same thing.
Go ahead.
And that there be no divisions among you.
There be no what?
Divisions among you.
There be no what?
Divisions.
There be no divisions among you. We cannot be divided. Y'all understand, right? If we all together in the UPK, we cannot be divided. Oh, that's another part I was going to say in the topic. The path, right? The right path, the straight path. That's what we're going to talk about as well. We cannot be divided against each other. Y'all understand? What can bring division amongst brothers? Can you read division for me?
The Merriam-Webster definition of division. To separate into two or more parts or pieces. Something that divides, separates, or marks off.
And anything else?
A large unit of a governmental business. Like that's all.
No sweat. Let me read that first one again.
To separate into two or more parts, areas, or groups.
You understand, right? We cannot separate from each other. We all have to be one. Y'all understand, right? We all have to be one. Give me Ephesians 4 and 4, not design. Read that one more time. Read that last line if you could, Oscar.
And that there be no divisions among you.
There be what?
Divisions among you.
We cannot be divided. Y'all understand? We all have to be together. What is a demon that comes between us that divides us? Anybody know? There's a lot of them. I'll give you one. If y'all want to give it a shot, go ahead.
Rumors.
Rumors is good. Go ahead.
I would say pride.
Pride, I'll take that. I'm gonna tell you a simple one. Miscommunication. You understand? Miscommunication breeds demons. Y'all with me? If you miscommunicate with someone, it breeds a demon. It puts a demon on you of being lackadaisical, and it puts a demon on another brother to make him think something about you that's not true. And that is a big demon. You understand? Something that everyone has to work on. Salakia, before you go to Ephesians, right? Give me Hebrews, right? Give me Hebrews real quick. Where it says, do well to communicate. You know that one, Oscar? I think it's Hebrews 11 and 13. Try it. 13 and 11, try it for me, okay? Or wherever it's at. If y'all got any questions, put it in the chat box. You got it out? Go ahead.
This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 13 and verse 16.
16, go ahead.
But to do good and to communicate.
Do good and what?
Communicate.
Do good and to communicate. Go ahead.
Forget not.
Forget what?
Forget not.
Do not forget to communicate. Y'all understand? Communication is what brings us together. Miscommunication is what drives us apart. Y'all understand? That's what you don't want. You don't want that. You don't want to be divided. What else can make you divide besides miscommunication? What's another thing you said? You said rumors, right? If anyone starts off by saying there is a rumor about you going around, just know that they don't love you. You understand? Rumors should never be festered around. Y'all with me? You should always if someone is saying something unbrotherly about someone in front of your face, in front of your ears, what should you do? Or a sister, she's saying, so you hearing another sister speak unsisterly, or just being unsisterly to a brother or a sister. What should you do? Not just that.
Pull to the side.
You pull them to the side. Perfect, right? You pull them to the side, and you show you're displeased with that person. If that person does not agree with you, you pull them to the side, you take them to counsel. You understand, right? You take them to counsel, and you make them understand why they're in the wrong. And you're not just helping them, you're helping the school. You're helping the body, and you're keeping the integrity of the Bible. You understand, right? So there is no rumor that should ever be around. It should never be one brother talking bad about another brother, or one sister talking bad about another sister. You understand? Those things can't happen, because those things, what do they do to us? They divide us. They cause division. And if you're going to if division comes, then you fall. You understand, right? There cannot be divisions among us, because once we're divided, then we'll fall. Before y'all go to the other precepts, I know I called them. Give me Luke 11 and 7 real quick. Give me Luke 11 and 7, all right?
17 or 7?
7.
The book of Luke, chapter 11.
Salaki, my bad, 17. Okay.
The book of Luke, chapter 11 and verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself.
Every kingdom divided against himself. This is Christ talking to his disciples, right? He's talking to disciples? I believe so. He's saying what? One more time from the top.
But he, knowing their thoughts.
Knowing their thoughts. Go ahead.
Said unto them,
mm-hmm.
every kingdom divided against itself.
Every kingdom divided against itself. Go ahead.
Is brought to desolation.
Is brought to what?
Is brought to desolation.
Is brought to what?
Is brought to desolation.
Go ahead.
And a house divided against an house falleth.
Y'all understand, right? This is the reasons why we always should come together. Because if we're divided amongst each other, we're going to fall. It's inevitable. It's something that's going to happen. It's something that's written if you divide against each other. You understand? Once you do that, just know that there is no place for you anymore, because we're going to be done, because we're divided amongst ourselves. Y'all understand, right? Now give me Ephesians 4 and 4. Ephesians 4 and 4.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 4 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
There is one body and one spirit.
There is one body and one spirit. That one body is us. There is one body, and there's one spirit that lives in the ISUPK. Go ahead.
Even as ye are called in one hope of your calling.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. One Lord.
One Lord.
One faith.
One faith.
One baptism.
One baptism. Y'all understand? There's only one. There's only one way to do this. There's not multiple ways, right? There's not, alternatives. There's not options. There's no choices. There's only one clear way. And that is one West. Y'all understand? Precept. Give me Matthews. Straight is the gate. Y'all know that precept? Matthew 13 and 7. Pull that for me when you could, all right? Matthew 13 and 7. What precept we just read? Ephesians, right? Ephesians. We talked about how we're all one. Everything is one. We're one body. We're one spirit. We're one baptism. One teaching. All of these things are one. We're the same. Once we stop being the same, we start the path to being divided. And once you're divided, you fall. Y'all understand? Go ahead. Matthew 13. Is that the precept I want?
I think it's in 13.
Salakia. I always call us one off or something.
I got it, sir.
Go ahead.
I got the one in Matthews.
Mm-hmm.
The book of Matthew, chapter 13. The book of Matthew, chapter 7 and verse 12.
Mm-hmm.
So like 13.
Go ahead.
Enter ye in at the straight gate.
You got to enter ye at the straight gate, man. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Enter ye in at the straight gate.
Go ahead.
For wide is the gate.
For what is the gate?
Wide.
Go ahead.
Is the gate.
Uh-huh.
And broad is the way that leadeth to destruction.
You understand, right? There's only one way. It's a straight gate. It's a narrow path. There is an option. That's the only option for you, is to go straight. Not to the right, not to the left, not walk backwards. You understand? Just walking straight. It's a narrow path. And that's the way you need to go. One way, right? Y'all seen them driving, right? When it says one way, no U-turn. You understand? So now, The Bible also says, because broad is the way. Wide is the gate and broad is the way that leads to destruction. If you want those ways, go ahead. Leave on your own. Be gone. Everybody knows no one's forcing them to be here. Y'all understand that, right? Your obligation to this place is your feeling. But you don't have to be here. You can go. But don't divide us. Don't do that. Don't be evil. Don't take my brother away from me. Don't change my brother's mind because you're weak. You understand? Don't do that. Or you could just walk the straight path. Or you can walk the straight and narrow path and be a righteous brother and a righteous sister who does not start rumors, who does not who doesn't have a miscommunication problem, who isn't evil, who doesn't want to divide us or change us. You understand, right? No sweat. What I call?
You also called 1 John 2:19.
Let me hear that one. Before you go there, right? Let me get this. Give me 1 Corinthians 3:3. And then give me 1 Corinthians 1:13. Give me those two.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
For ye are yet carnal.
You're carnal. You are a carnal man, meaning you deal with your flesh. Go ahead.
For whereas there is among you envy.
There is among you envy. What is envy? What is envy? Can you look it up for me? Let's get the correct definition of envy. I know it sounds like it should be hating, right? Should be like envy is someone you envious about something someone has, I believe, right? You're coveting. Somebody look it up for me and find out.
The Merriam-Webster definition of envy: a feeling of unhappiness over another's good fortune.
You're gonna be mad at someone else because the Lord is with them, and you know He's not with you. And why? Why would you do that? Why would you be mad because the Lord is with this man or this sister and He's not with you? Why would you be mad? You shouldn't be mad. You should ask. This is the reason why you're mad. Because you can't conquer what you got going on. Is the reason why the Lord ain't with you. You understand? There's a reason why the Lord ain't with you, and you know why. Because you cannot stop sinning. You wonder why you don't shine, or you don't get this, or you don't get that. It's because you are a sinner, and the Lord can't be with you because you're a sinner. You understand? The Lord can't do that for you because you constantly disobey Him. You're not an obedient son. You're a horrible son. And His reflection shows because He shows He's not with you. And now they're gonna hate you. You're gonna hate someone else because you see that this brother is obedient, this sister is obedient. The Lord is shining on them. But you can change. You can stop being a wicked bastard. Y'all understand, right? You can stop that. You can stop being envious of somebody else just by changing who you are. Any more on that?
Sir.
No, sir. What's the other one I called? 1 Corinthians 1:13.
I think there was more on that, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
All the 1 Corinthians 3 and 3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 and verse 3. For ye are yet carnal, for whereas there is among you envy and strife and division.
And what?
And divisions.
And divisions. Because of your envious, because you're envy. Because you are just so mad at someone else because you didn't get no proper what they call that Oscar word. You didn't get no one big up you. You don't get the credit you deserve, right? That's what they say, right? I don't get the credit I deserve. I do this, I do that. Now I don't get, man, listen. It's a reason why you don't get no damn credit. You understand? There's a reason why. Go ahead.
Are ye not carnal?
You're carnal. Go ahead.
And walk as men?
You walk as a man. Go ahead.
For while one saith, I am of Paul, and another, I am of Apollos.
Go ahead.
Are ye not carnal? That's
God, that's it. That's all I need. Because you're carnal. You don't believe to be walking with the Lord. You walk like a man. You walk like a man does. A regular man needs credit. He needs a pat on his back. You understand? A soldier doesn't need a pat on his back. A soldier just completes his task and fulfills his orders. You understand? He just does what he's told. And he doesn't need someone to pat him on his back every time he does something right. Because doing what's right is his duty. Y'all understand? I don't pat you on your back when you pay your tithes. I'm not patting you on your back when you go to camp. I'm not telling you all the good things because you should be doing all of them. Y'all with me, right? You should be doing whatever office you're in and you're completing your tasks in your office. Hey, most high in Christ, good job. I'm not going to tell you that every time. You don't need to hear it because you're a soldier. You work for Christ. You understand? Under commanding general Yohanan. You don't work for yourself. Your body belongs to the Most High in Christ. You're in an army. When someone goes and gets 20 kills in damn Iraq, you think they come back and get a pat on their back? No one even knows unless they die. You understand? Oh, swear. Give me the other precept.
You also call James 4:2, sir?
James 4:2. Hold that. Give me 1 Corinthians 1:13.
Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 13.
Mm-hmm.
Is Christ divided?
Is Christ what?
Divided.
Y'all understand what the point is, right? To not be divided. Is Christ divided? Go ahead.
Was Paul crucified for you?
Mm-hmm.
Or were ye baptized in the name of Paul?
Go ahead.
Verse 14. I thank God that I baptized none of you, but Crispus and Gaius. Verse 15. Lest any should say that I had baptized in my own name.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16. And I baptized also the household of Stephanus. Besides, I know not whether I baptized any other.
God, what is Paul saying? These people start to what? Be divided on who taught who. So he's saying, listen, I didn't teach y'all in the name of Paul. I taught y'all in the name of Christ. That's the man that you serve. You understand? We are not going to be divided on this man. Oh, I learned from this brother. This is this brother. He's amazing. And oh, I learned from this cat. No, we all serve Christ. That's the man we're going to serve. Once you start doing that, you start to become divided. Y'all understand? Okay. You could drop that. Give me another precept, bud.
James 4:2, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Come. The book of James, chapter 4 and verse 2.
Uh-huh.
Ye lust and have not.
You lust and have not. Go ahead.
Ye kill and desire to have.
Mm-hmm.
And cannot obtain.
And cannot obtain. Go ahead.
Ye fight and war, yet ye have not, because ye ask not.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. Ye ask and receive not, because ye ask amiss, that ye may consume it upon your lusts. Verse 4. Ye adulterers.
Stop right there. You understand that? You're asking what? What are you asking? The wrong things. You're not asking. You're a Christian in your prayers, right? You don't care about nothing else but yourself. So you don't pray a humble prayer, a prayer of meekness, right? You pray something that a Christian will pray for. Don't be that way. Don't divide yourself from God. Because God sees you and says what? He needs more time. He's slow right now. Or she's slow right now. Let me give them more time to be seasoned up so they can pray for the right thing. You understand? You pray for the right thing. You pray for your brothers, man. You pray for strength. You pray not to be divided. You pray for unity in between you and your brothers, you and your sisters. You pray that y'all come together. Don't pray a prayer for yourself. Don't pray a prayer for yourself, because when you do, when you're already a selfish bastard, you'll never get an answer. Y'all understand? Solid. Let's move on to get 1 John 2:19. Hey, Alatiza, if you could, just text me your question. I'm gonna do it at the end of class, all right?
1 John 2:19, sir?
Mm-hmm.
The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 19. They went out from us, but they were not of us.
Right, this is Christ talking to the men. This is in red, right? He said what?
They went out from us, but they were not of us.
You understand? They went out from us, but they were not of us. Go ahead.
For if they had been of us, they would no doubt have continued with us.
If they would have been with us, they have no doubt would have continued with us. What's it saying, Natazak?
They went out from us, but they were not. So, so okay, like people who come into the truth and say that they're part of the ISUBK, but
Okay.
they end up leaving.
There you go. Go ahead.
So they
What
were
is
never
Christ?
a
And
part.
what? There you go.
They were never a part of us.
They were never a part of us, right? When you see a brother leave the school or a sister leave the school, don't worry. Don't worry about it. Don't be sad for them. You understand why? They was never really down with you.
Right.
They was never really down with you. And all that stuff that you pushed out your mind about the person was correct. You was right for pushing out your mind because why? You were a good brother. You get what I'm saying? So now when they leave, just know like, oh damn, I know that spirit now. Now next time when you see another person being that same way, you better warn them. You understand? You better warn them not to be a certain way and talk about what happened to that last person that left the school because he had that same exact spirit. You understand? You want to help them. Listen, man, being disloyal is something that people are. They just are. People are not used to having long lasting relationships, not used to bonding with people. They're not used to those things. You understand? They're not used to forming bonds that last forever. They're not used to that. They're used to living a life, being around, and leaving. That's how the world is built. That's why so many people get divorced. So many men and women get married in the world and get divorced. I think it's at a 50% rate, if not more. I'm probably lowballing. It's almost guaranteed if you get married, you're going to get a divorce because people are given the option to leave. Now, what happens when you take the option away of leaving? Now you fix every single problem that you ever had.
Right.
Now you continue to work together and not apart. You understand?
Right.
You always are going to work. Your life is built on confrontation and social structure and progressing instead of it being opposite. So you're continually working on yourself. You're continually working on your relationships. That's something that's foreign to the world. But in here, that's life. You understand? In here, that is our life. Our life is enduring to the end. Y'all familiar with that, right? Our life is what? What did Christ say in Matthew, right? He said, endure to the end. Make your election sure and endure to the end. People can't endure. They stop sprinting. They stop running, right? They jump out the marathon. They stop running because enduring it's tiring, right? If you ever ran a mile, how long is a mile? Forever, right? It's for a mile's forever in your mind until you're done. It's only what 8 minutes if you're good. 8 minutes, 7 minutes for some, right? 10 minutes for others. If it's 12 minutes, 12 minutes ain't a long time. But this is the New York Marathon. Just think about it like that. You ain't never gonna finish until Christ returns. You understand, right? And then you gotta live your life based on that. Live your life based on fixing your relationships, your marriage, with your brothers and with your sisters. You understand? People are not familiar with that. They're not used to that. So they what? Not just like what do they do?
They leave.
They leave. Because leaving is what?
It's easy.
It's easy. And doing what's easy is what makes you feel good about yourself. Doing what's easy relieves stress, relieves confrontation, right? Because leaving is normal. Staying is not normal. Y'all with me, right? No sweat. Let's move on, right? Let me see. Okay, solid. What was we at right now? Did I call another precept?
Those were all of them, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so we went to pay. What was that first? What was the first one we went to? Division, right? Okay, 1 second. Pull me this real quick, right? Give me 1 Corinthians 11 and 19. 1 Corinthians 11 and 19. This is real smooth too, by the way. Real smooth. 1 Corinthians 11 and 19.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 19.
Uh-huh.
For there must be also heresies among you.
What is a heresy? Go ahead.
A Christian?
Not okay, yes. But that's not what a heresy is by definition. Go ahead.
Is it a hypocrite?
Not a hypocrite. Heresy. Heresies. Look it up. Heresy is lies. There's going to be lies. There's going to be fake, false breakdowns and lies. Give me the damn definition, so like it. If you got your Bible dictionary, it's right in there, right? Heresies.
I believe there's a Bible dictionary under the desk right there, so if you want to use it.
Hold on one second. I don't see one up.
Right here. Under the desk.
Yeah, I don't see none. Oh, right here, Salakia. 1 second, let me pull it for you, right? So I can read it out the read it out the Bible dictionary. All right, y'all ready? Heresies. Is it in this one or in the big one? Here. It's not in this one, not. You going to the car? Not for the book? Nah, you good. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got mine in my car too, so like I forgot to bring my bag in there. Okay, I'll just read it from the Google dictionary, right? Heresy is any belief or theory that is strongly at variance with the established beliefs or customs. It's going against what sound doctrine is. You understand? What sound doctrine is what we teach. If you go against sound doctrine, you're bringing into a heresy. And the Bible says what? Heresy shall come. Read it from the top. 1 Corinthians 11, 19.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and verse 19.
Mm-hmm. For
there must be also heresies among you.
Go ahead.
That they which are approved may be made manifest among you.
You understand that? Which days those that are approved shall be made manifest among you. Meaning what? Break it down. What's that mean? Go ahead.
Like those that I say those that want to be among you have to prove themselves.
No, not necessarily. Go ahead.
Those that are saying that through seeing the people who speak lies or go against the true doctrine,
right,
isn't allow you to see those who are speaking the truth.
There you go. That's it right there. Those heresies gotta come, so you can realize who's real and who's fake. You understand? Those have to be there so you can be made manifest. That's why when Christ told the disciples that came back that forbade John's disciples from speaking, he told them forbade them not. They're doing the will of God. You understand? The will of God is to what? Have fake Israelites be on the earth so it can take away, it can separate real and fake.
Right.
Y'all understand, right? Don't worry about it. Let it be. Let it happen. Don't stop it. All right? No sweat. All right, so we went over fear. It's like we went over division, right? What was the other topic? What's the other thing we said? Fear, right? Let's go into fear. Give me 1 Timothy 1 and 7. 1 Timothy 1 and 7, all right? And Nazazak, can you give me fear in the dictionary? You got that 1 Timothy?
The book of 1 Timothy, The book of 1 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7.
Mm-hmm.
Desiring to be teachers.
So like that ain't it. Give me is it 1 Timothy? You said yeah, 1 Timothy?
Come.
Give me 1 Peter 1 and 7.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 1 and verse 7. That the trial of your faith, being much more precious than of gold.
So like that ain't it. Where's the one that says the Lord didn't give us the spirit of fear?
That's like 1 Peter or somewhere.
It's not 1 and 7? Hold on.
James.
Is it James? 2 Timothy 1 and 7. So like it. 2 Timothy 1 and 7. All right, give me that. And then also give me the definition of fear.
The book of 2 Timothy chapter 1 and verse 7. For God hath not given us the spirit of fear.
Y'all understand, right? Give me fear in the dictionary now. God didn't give us the spirit of fear. Remember that. Go ahead.
The Merriam-Webster definition of fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by being aware of danger.
An unpleasant emotion caused by, did I miss something? An unpleasant emotion caused by what?
Caused by being aware of danger.
Being aware of danger. Your life is about danger. You understand? Everything you do is going to be some type of danger that comes with it. Going to camp is dangerous, right? Going to camp is dangerous. Wearing what you wear can be dangerous, right? Your beliefs are dangerous, right? The government knows about you. They know about you. They call you a domestic terrorist, right? They look at you like you're a threat to their society. So you're labeled a separatist. You're labeled a hate group. You're labeled racist. You're labeled all these things because of what you believe. You get what I'm saying? What you believe is a threat to the world. You talk about one day you'll rule the world, which is very what's that word? It's a very extreme. There you go. It's a very extreme thing to say, right? And people look at you like that's crazy, right? So now you're these things, but the Lord didn't give you the spirit of fear. Go ahead.
For God had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power.
But of what?
But of power.
But of power. Go ahead.
And of love.
And of love. Go ahead.
And of a sound mind.
And of a sound mind. Go ahead. That's it.
Come.
You understand, right? That's what the Lord gave you, not the fear. Fear is nothing. The Lord said what? Don't fear nothing but me. You understand, right? Give me wisdom of Slack. Give me Proverbs where it says the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Yeah, I think that's Proverbs 1 and 7. And if you could, give me Luke 14 and 27, I'll score.
Right now, sir, or after?
Yeah, if you get it first, go ahead.
Luke 14 and 27.
Mm-hmm. And if you give me the other one, I don't know if it's in Proverbs or something, right? Go ahead,
The book of Luke, chapter 14 and verse 27. And whosoever doth not hear his cross and come after, and whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Mm-hmm. Who shall not bear their cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. Go ahead.
Verse 27. Verse 28. For which of you intending to build a tower sitteth not down first and counted the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it?
Come, go one verse up again. Let me break it down.
Luke chapter 14, verse 27. And whosoever doth not bear his cross and come after me cannot be my disciple.
Y'all understand that, right? You can't be the Lord's disciple if you can't bear your cross. What does it mean to bear your cross? Go ahead.
To go through your burdens.
There you go, man. To get through them. I remember in the Christian church, like all the trials and tribulations. Like getting like trials and tribulations. Yeah, that's true. But y'all was sinning.
Right.
Imagine going through your trials and tribulations and not sinning. You understand? Going through those things and not sinning. The Lord for sure will be with you. The Lord will no doubt be with you. The whole reason why you still living and breathing is because He was with you. You get what I'm saying? What is the Satan's and demons' number one task is to make sure what? Go ahead.
That you drop the cross, metaphorically speaking.
True.
That
What
you,
else? Drop
that
the
you
cross.
lead the truth.
That you lead the truth. Go ahead.
That you die.
That you die. I'm gonna give you better. I'm gonna say it plainly, right? He's trying to make sure no pussies get the kingdom of heaven. You understand?
Right.
It's just like that. And no vaginas get the pussy. Like get the pussy. that no vaginas get the kingdom of heaven. You understand? He's trying to make sure no cowards get the kingdom of heaven. That's what he wants. No cowards. That is his main objective. So when he does his job, he's getting rid of cowards. Men that can't stand the task. You understand? So be a man that can. Be a sister who supports her husband and was a priest of God. Or if you a sister who doesn't have a man in the truth, you still support that man. And you be a righteous sister. So maybe one day your husband come in here. Y'all understand, right? You want to be that. You want to be outstanding. You want the Lord to look down upon you and say, "Man, I picked a great soldier. I picked a great sister." You get what I'm saying? They definitely lived the life of what I died for. Y'all with me? All right, give me. Hold on one second.
There was you read 28 too, sir?
No, I ain't want 28.
So can I ask a question on that verse?
Yeah, count the cost. Go ahead.
Is that saying is Christ saying like before you come and serve me, like look at yourself, like do you really want to do this?
Both ways. It's twofold, right? Count the cost is. It's not really like that. Count the cost is more just like. Okay. Yes, in a way, yes, because what you're saying is correct, but it also is physically counting the cost if you have to go do anything. Say if you got to go to camp, you got to count the cost, right? You got to count how much it gets for parking, for gas. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
That's true too. And what you said is correct. Count that cost. You have to lose. Are you willing to lose everything? You get what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to lose everything to come and serve God. All the time, maybe not everybody, but some people will. Some people will lose everything, and that is your test. And the Lord requires you to lose everything and still serve Him. You understand?
Come on.
No sweat. Give me Joshua 8:1. So we do got that issue still.
It's just I just see one. That's it.
I mean, I done seen it a few too.
Just one on steroids.
You got it?
It's like the one in
8:1. Joshua 8:1.
The book of Joshua, chapter 8 and verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said unto Joshua, fear not, neither be thou dismayed. Take all the people of war with thee.
He said, fear what?
Fear not.
Fear not, man. Did you get that other precept for me? The beginning of wisdom is fear of the Lord. But you understand, he told Joshua to fear not. Joshua had a big task to do, a big thing that most men would not do. Most men couldn't do because it's damn near impossible. The Lord said, fear not, do this thing anyway. Keep reading.
Neither be thou dismayed.
Don't be dismayed. Go ahead.
Take all the people of war with thee,
Mm-hmm.
and arise. Go up to
Mm-hmm.
See, I have given into thy hand the king of Ai.
That's all you need right there. You know what I mean? He told him to fear not, man. Don't fear those things. Fear is a demon. You understand? Fear can take over your mind and it may push you away from doing the task. Fear can be it can control you because you don't want to lose your life. You don't want to lose your wife. You don't want to lose your kids. The fear of losing those things is the reason why you're going to lose them. You understand? You think by not doing something is why you're gonna keep them. That's the reason why you're gonna lose them, though.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
You think, oh, I shouldn't do it because my wife doesn't like it, so I don't want to leave me, so I'm not gonna do it. That's the reason why she is gonna leave you. You understand? Oh man, I got to do this for my kids. I got to celebrate birthdays and buy them a gift because if they don't, they're gonna hate me. That's the reason they will hate you, because you bought them a gift, because you celebrated their birthday. You get what I mean? That's the reason why they will. Don't fear nothing. Do what's right. Fearing God is what's right, right? By fearing God, you keep everything intact. Or you lose everything and get everything you lost. Times 10. That's in the Bible. Y'all understand, right?
Come on.
And I was like, if you could, you give me over time.
Come on.
Y'all with me, right? So if you by fearing God, he put you through that test, right? He said, all right, no sweat. Let's see what this brother got. I'm gonna take everything from this cat. And the fear of not having anything could break a man. It can destroy a man. But knowing that the Lord is with you can rebuild you up. And know that what? I can go through anything and still be a man of God. I can still be a woman who serves God, because I went through all these things. And I feared the Lord in that and nothing else. Y'all understand? So to fear God is what you need to do. And fear nothing. Go ahead.
I have Proverbs 9:10. I believe that's the scripture you want.
Let me hear it.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 9 and verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
There it is, right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. That's where you get your wisdom from. You want to be wise? You want to be called wise? Fear God. That's how you become wise. By fearing the Lord. Not by fearing your mother. Not by fearing your wife. Not by fearing them kids. By fearing God. You understand? That's how you become wise. You do what's right. You do the right thing. All right? Hold on one second. Let's go over patience, right? What does it mean to be patient? Can you look up patient in the dictionary, Barbara Shaw?
Come. The definition for patient out of the Merriam-Webster's dictionary: bearing pains or trials calmly or without complaint.
One more time.
Bearing
pains. Go ahead.
Or trials.
Calmly.
With or without complaint.
With or without complaint. I'm gonna sum it up before you. Being patient is to suffer. You understand? Give me Romans 15:1. Being patient is to suffer. You think about being patient, right? Let me see. Give me an example. Give me a small example of patience. Go ahead.
Like a fly on your nose and you want to smack it, but you don't.
Why wouldn't you smack it though?
That's just how I thought about it. Like,
okay. Give me another one. Give me another. Go ahead.
Like being fresh off of work and waiting for the food to get out the microwave.
Okay. Those are pretty horrible examples. I'll give you one. Say you're a brother, right? Say your brother wants a woman. You get what I'm saying? You want a woman. And there's several ways to get a woman, but you want the right woman. You're going to suffer for that right woman. You understand? You're going to sit back and you're not going to buy a whore. You're not going to have sex with a random slut, right? You're not going to have sex with your ex, right? You're not going to do any of those things. You are going to be patient and you are going to suffer until you get the right woman. You understand? That's what I mean. Right? So now let's get Romans 15:1 real quick.
The book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 1. We then...
Hold on real quick. The sister said the right thing. Fearing him will keep you on the right path. That's on topic. Fearing the Most High would definitely keep you on the right path. The straight gate. It was the straight gate? Is it the straight gate? No, it was... Yeah, okay. Kind of like it'll keep you on the straight gate. That was on topic. The water. Go ahead. What precept I call?
Romans 15:1.
Romans 15:1. Go ahead.
The book of Romans chapter 15 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
We then that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak.
Listen, if you are strong, Bear the infirmities of the weak. You get what I'm saying? Bear that. It's okay because you're strong. The Lord gave you the ability to have strength. Not everyone has strength. Some people are just weak. You get what I'm saying? Some people are just weak, but the Lord said, give me that precept about where it says the Lord made the strong for the weak. Give me that Oscar when you find it. All right, go ahead. I'll read it from the top.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, and verse 1. We then that are strong, ought to bear the infirmities of the weak, and not to please ourselves.
And not to what?
And not to please ourselves.
You want to talk about being patient, man. Being patient is nothing but suffering, man. And think about this. You deserve to suffer. You should suffer. Suffer for the right cause, man. Suffer for the right thing. Listen, a lot of people might come into the truth, right? And that first year, Christmas coming up, right? Christmas coming up. We all grew up celebrating Christmas, right? If you have kids, the world believes that you should celebrate Christmas because the kids got to have Christmas. It's for the kids, for the babies, right? This is where you come in. Now, you have to suffer. You have to suffer everyone talking bad about you. That is the patience that you suffer. What is the patience? That one day, Lord will, the Most High would give you, what's that word? Not exact. When you feel vindicated, right? The Lord will give you the vindication of why you never celebrate, you stop celebrating Christmas and Thanksgiving and New Year's. The Lord will give you that vindication one day why you didn't give your children that Christmas that day, that year, right? And everyone hated you for it, called you a bad mother, called you a bad parent, told you you wasn't shit, right? They said all these things about you, but you suffered it for the Lord's sake. You understand? You suffered it for the Lord's sake. And now the Lord gives you vindication when he comes back and he blesses your household. And he takes you up and puts you up on that chariot, you and your children and your husband. You get what I'm saying? He takes all y'all up and he puts you on a chariot because you suffered and you were patient while doing it. Right now, let's take it to a smaller part, right? Say you a brother, right? Or a sister. You got a spouse who's in the world. You pray for them. You pray for that spouse that's in the world, and one day that they'll come into the truth, right? A lot of us going through that. You might be a sister who go through it. You might be a brother who go through it. A brother might have a woman who's in the world, and you want her to be in the truth. One day the Lord might bring her in the truth, but you just suffer. You suffer it. You be patient and you do it. And you suffer arguing. You suffer fighting and all these things. And one day she'll come or he'll come. But it depends on how strong your faith is. You understand? Depends on that too, right? So now let's get a few more precepts, right? Give me 2 Timothy 4 and 2.
I have that verse, sir.
Oh yeah, go ahead. I can read it for me.
Romans 15 and 1. You pull it?
Yeah, but just read it right now. No sweat. Give me 2 Timothy 4 and 2.
The book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4 and verse 2. Preach the word, be instant in season.
Preach the word, right? What did it say?
Preach the word. Be instant in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine.
With all what?
Long suffering.
With all long suffering. That's important, man. UPK, you're going to suffer for your brother or your sister. You understand? You're going to do it. And I don't give a damn how you feel about it. That's just what has to happen. You understand, right? You have to do it. It's part of brotherhood. It's part of your sisterhood. We have to be long suffering with one another. Same thing we talked about earlier about having those long lasting relationships, right? Whether it be with your woman or your husband, or whether it be with your brother or your sister. You have to have long lasting bonding. What's that word? Long lasting. What am I saying? Is it bonding? Not bonding. Long lasting. There you go. Long lasting bonds in here. You're going to have to do it. This isn't the world where you can just give up on each other. You understand? A lot of people love doing it. They love giving up. They love giving up on each other, but we cannot give up on each other. Y'all with me? You can't give up. I can't give up on Natazak. Natazak can't give up on me. I can't give up on Oscar Ward. Oscar Ward can't give up on me. We're not allowed to give up on each other. You're not allowed to do that. We always have to what? Believe in one another and long suffer Be patient in all these things. All those things have to come. All those things have to be. Y'all with me? No, so let me get the other precept I called up. Let me get 2nd Ezra 7 and 13. 2nd Ezra 7 and 13. And then Nazazak, can you give me Philippians 4 and 6? What was the last thing we said? We were on patience, fear, division. What was the other one? And strength, right? Strength.
And also the straight path. I'm not sure if you went over that.
Kai, we did shortly.
I have the verse
Go ahead.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 7, verse 13. For the entrances of the elder world were wide and sure.
Same thing, right? For the entrances of the elder world was wide and sure. Go ahead.
And brought immortal fruit.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. If then they that live labor not to enter these straight and vain things, they can never receive those that are laid up for them.
Hold on 1 second. This is the precept I need. Keep going.
Come. Verse 15. Now therefore, why disquietest thou thyself, seeing thou art but a corruptible man?
Hold on. Is there 134 in this? Is there 100? Ain't 134 verses, right?
2nd Ezra?
Yeah.
I don't think so, sir.
Nah, okay. Drop that. That ain't the one I want. Salakia. That ain't it. Salakia. Let me get 1 Corinthians 13. No. Philippians 4 and 6. Philippians 4 and 6. And then give me Romans 12 and 12. Not to I score. Romans 12 and 12. You got Philippians 4 and 6? Not to
Come on.
Go ahead.
The book of Philippians, chapter 4 and verse 6. Be careful for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God. And the peace of God, which passeth all understanding.
And the peace of God that passeth all understanding. Read again from the top.
6?
Yep.
Come on. Philippians chapter 4 and verse 6. Be careful for nothing.
Be careful for nothing. Don't be anxious for anything, right? Go ahead.
But in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known unto God.
Let your requests be made known unto God. With your thanksgiving, with your being grateful, right? Being grateful, all the things that lead you to the Lord to look upon you and change your situation, right? You want your situation to change, you have to change who you are, be perfect, and also come to the Lord and ask Him for the things that would make you that person. You have to. You understand? You want it, you have to be it. There's no fooling the Most High. There's no tricking the Most High. I know in your Christian mind, you think you can trick the Lord, right? Because you tricked your mother and things like that. God ain't a mother. You understand? Go ahead. Okay, that's it. Give me Romans 12 and 12.
The book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 12.
Hold on 1 second. And give me Galatians 6 and 9. Go ahead out.
Rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. Verse 13. Distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality.
Keep going.
Verse 14. Bless them which persecute you. Bless
them that what?
Bless them that persecute you.
Hold on, wait a second, right? It said, bless them that persecute you. Y'all understand, right? What does it mean, bless them that persecute you, Lahab?
Lord be with them.
There you go. That's it. Lord be with them. Bless them that persecute you. There's people that are going to talk bad about you. People that are going to disagree with you, right? They're going to disagree with you because you believe in something only 0.1% of the people believe in. And that's the truth. You understand? So they're going to talk bad about you. Lord said, bless them because they know not what they do. I heard that before, right? Go ahead.
Bless and curse not. Verse 15.
Lord said, curse not. See the fake Israelites that go curse out people? They put curses, so-called curses. them curses don't work. They're not. The Lord is not with them. You understand? So now he says, "Bless them that persecute you." And what else?
Bless and curse not.
Bless and curse not. Go ahead.
Verse 15. Rejoice with them that do rejoice,
Mm-hmm.
and weep with them that weep.
That's you. That's us. You know what I mean? Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and cry with them that do cry. Go ahead.
Verse 16.
I think that's it. Give me 16. We can move on.
Be of the same mind one toward another.
There you go. That's exactly what I need. Be in the same mind one towards another. Go ahead.
Mind not high things.
Mm-hmm.
Be condescending to men of low estate.
Right. Go ahead.
Be not wise in your own conceits.
Y'all understand, right? No sweat. Give me Galatians 6 and 9. I'll score.
When he says mind not high things,
Mm-hmm.
is he saying like don't try to like just mind you, do what you're told. Don't try to like just be a soldier, do what you're told. Don't try to know the precepts that are too hard for you. If that's an example.
Nah. Not like that. High thing, not high things is like it's like go ahead.
I was gonna say like do I take it like kind of like mind your business?
Yeah, mind your business. Don't worry about stuff you can't control. You understand? Don't worry about the things that are not in your control. Don't worry about things that are, not in your life, not in your vicinity. Right? Go ahead.
I'm gonna say like you said like I don't worry about like I should be worried about what you're doing. You know what I'm saying I don't worry about like what Commander Hunter does or Muhammad does. Like when I say mind my business, like let me just do my job and not really think about what do they do.
Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. More like this, right? I don't mind. Okay, it's like I don't care about the things. I don't care about the things that I can't control. Right? I don't care about the things that don't concern me. You get what I'm saying? If it doesn't concern me, it's like you said earlier. Mind my business. I'm not putting my nose where it shouldn't be. You ever heard that term? Don't put paint where it ain't. You heard that before? It's basically keeping your nose to yourself, keeping your business to you, or keeping your what's that word? It's to say don't put paint where it ain't is basically to mind your own business.
I understand.
Go ahead.
The concept, I understand.
That's what that means, though. Right? Don't mind the high things. Don't worry about what you can't control. Worry about what you can control. Don't stress yourself out like that. Don't be a over worrier. Don't give yourself or don't bring anxiety upon yourself because you're worried about things that don't matter. Go ahead.
So like time check 8:36.
God, the water. Y'all understand, all right? All right, let me get this precept. First Galatians 6 and 9. It's like a Galatians 6 and 9.
The book of Galatians, chapter 6 and verse 9.
Uh-huh.
And let us not be weary in well doing.
Let us not be weary in well doing. Let's not get tired of doing what's right. Y'all understand? Go ahead.
For in due season we shall reap if we faint not.
You understand that, right? In due season you will reap if you don't faint. Don't fall weak. Y'all with me? Don't fall weak. It will come. The fruits of your labor will come, but only if you stay strong. But the moment you become weak, know that your work was for naught. Y'all understand? No sweat. All right, good to go. Solid. Any questions on that topic? Go ahead.
So I have a question in verse 10.
Verse 10 or what?
Galatians 6 and 10.
Okay, go ahead.
It says, as we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. Is the all men only speaking about Israelites not in faith, or like heathens? Also?
No, always, all men is always, the concept is what? What is the concept of all men?
It's only talking about Israel.
There you go. Same thing. It never changes. You understand? It never changes. All men is always all Israel. All right.
So
go ahead.
So when it says, okay, now that's different. I already got that breakdown.
Okay, no sweat. Good to go? All right, questions? Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna talk about the stranger.
Stranger.
The stranger, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
You got a preset?
okay. If I could kind of just like break it down,
Go ahead.
You want to get a preset first?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, like, okay, how would we become strangers, like in our own land? Like before we were cast out, like before we sinned against the Lord, and the Lord threw us out of our land. How would we strangers? Like, can you say like the stranger just talking about when an Israelite just travels to another land? Like when a Judite goes to Issachar land, or Issachar goes to Judah, is that the only way we would be considered a stranger? Or is there other ways?
There's other ways too. There's people. There are people who were Israelites that grew up outside of Judea or outside of Israel, outside of Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? They will be strangers too. They would be like Gentiles.
Right. And so, okay. And once you were out of the land, you couldn't come back in, though, right?
Right. It's probably okay. It's probably because your father was a midget or your father had a flat nose. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So in certain cases, you can only come back in a certain generation. So now you will be considered a stranger
Right.
because your family was outcast. Like you might have been a son of an adulterer. You get what I'm saying? And you couldn't be around the nation. You got to be separate. You were a stranger.
Okay, but then, so to a certain generation, they can come back.
Right. After like three certain generations sometimes. I forget how many, but God.
Because, like, I'm trying to find the scripture.
Is it
like,
in the Old Testament?
The Old Testament,
Okay,
the law,
okay,
where it
okay.
says the stranger will, like, keep the law.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how they would be able to keep the law.
Right.
Right? So this is talking about a stranger that's coming back. As in, like, he was out of the land. Now it's the generation that's coming back into the land.
God.
This is the stranger where it's saying that they
In certain cases. In other cases, it could have been just like someone who was from the Northern Kingdom and can't try to come back. You get what I'm saying? Because they was one of the first people that left in the Old Testament, right? So now they was separated, and maybe it was some type of one brother from whatever tribe coming back and trying to, be down with Israel. He was a stranger. He didn't know the law or keep the law. You got to teach him how to keep the law.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
That would be considered a stranger as well. Now, if you jump to the New Testament, a stranger would be a Gentile.
Okay. I was just trying to go like before the outcast, before we were cast out the land.
God, you gotta give me the precept.
Oh,
You get the precept. It's in Leviticus, right?
yeah, give me Leviticus.
Mm-hmm. Any other questions? The brother asked, so like I said, what scripture is the losing something and gaining it 10 times? In Job, right? If I can get to Job real quick, brother. Job, remember when Job lost everything, he got it back 100-fold, I believe. You can find that precept. Let me get it to the brother. When you got to read it. Any other questions?
Sir.
I'm gonna read the question again. Find this for me. What happens after the chariots come get the 144,000? Do we go to the wilderness? Do we build up Israel physically, or is it like already made? I know so I answer that question as well. Okay, I'll give you a quick a summary on it, right? And I'll give you a couple precepts.
I have Job, sir. I believe this is when you want.
Go ahead.
Job chapter 42 and verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Also, the Lord gave Job twice as much as he had before.
What verse is this?
Verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Verse 11. Then came there unto him all his brethren and all his sisters and all they that had been of his acquaintance before, and did eat bread with him in his house, and they bemoaned him and comforted him over all the evils that the Lord had brought upon him.
What verse is that again?
The one we read before was verse 10, sir.
10. What chapter?
Chapter 42.
42 and 10. But there's another one where he got a 100-fold, I believe. You can find that one. We'll give him that one for now, though. 42 and 10. Job 42 and 10. All right. What happens after the? It's like it. What happens after the chariots come? Get the 144,000. Okay. Someone give me Daniel. Right. Give me Daniel 2 and 44.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2, and verse 44. And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a king.
Hold on. Don't read it yet. Sorry. Hey, we know that precept where we going to the wilderness.
Come on. You talking about the chamber?
Con, what verse is that? I want to say it's Thessalonians, no?
Nah, it's in
Isaiah 26 and 20.
Isaiah 26 and 20.
Concept. I don't think it mentions the wilderness, but it does.
You got a little down.
Okay, concept. The book of Isaiah, chapter. So, like the book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 20.
Isaiah 26 and 20. Go ahead.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers.
That's it, right? Hold on. Okay, go ahead. Read from the top.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 20.
Mm-hmm.
Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers, and shut thy doors about thee.
Okay.
Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed. For behold,
after the indignation be overpassed. Go ahead.
Verse 21. For behold, the Lord cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
The earth also shall disclose her blood, and shall no more cover her slain.
Go ahead.
Oh, that was it, sir.
Keep any more?
That was the end of the chapter.
Okay. No sweat. Okay, that's one verse. What verse was that?
That was Isaiah 26 and verse 10 through 21, sir.
Okay. I'll break it down right here, and I'll find the verses in a second. All right. Go ahead. You got the verse?
Ezekiel 20:35.
Ezekiel 20:35. He said, "What happens after the chariots come and get the 144,000? Do we go to the wilderness?" Yes. So now, this is what happens, right? When you get Lord allow, we all get on a chariot, right? Lord allow, we get on a chariot as 144,000 and the 1/3. Y'all know those are two different things, right? There's 144,000, and then there's also the 1/3 that's going to get into the kingdom of heaven or get to the chariot. Go ahead.
So I know the book of Zephaniah and Zechariah, they talk about the 2/3.
Right.
So the 2/3 is the people that are going to be saved who are not. They're just random brothers.
Wait, the 2/3?
Yeah, the 2/3.
No, the 2/3 are the people that are going to be dying.
Okay, the 2/3.
1/3.
The 1/3 are the people, the random people.
Yes.
And then there's a 144.
There you go. So 144,000 and then the 1/3. So those are two different things. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So the 144,000 is the army of the Lord, right? And then you got the 1/3 of the people that the Lord has mercy on, that He sees fit enough to go build the nation, the kingdom of heaven, right? So this is what's going to happen. He takes those men, he takes those brothers and sisters, those children, whatever. He takes them he puts them on a chariot and keeps them safe while America gets destroyed, right? America is getting destroyed, and you get put down into the wilderness. Now, there's a lot of places. It says, it specifically says in a place where no man inhabits it. Look that up. Look that up, Lahab. If that's in the verse, it's in a place where no man inhabited. So you think about the places that no man inhabited. There's places in Africa where nobody ever been or no one ever lived, I should say. There's the Amazon rainforest in South America. There's pretty much a lot of wildernesses that no man ever been to or like it lived in. Go ahead. All right, 1 second. So now, so that's where we go, right? We go to the wilderness, and what we do in the wilderness, we train. Everybody understand, right? We train, we train, we train, we train. And even in that wilderness, you're gonna have people that what? Want to go back. They want to go back to America, similar to Egypt, right? When we left Egypt, they wanted to go back. They wanted to go back into into bondage, right? The Lord is going to kill them in the wilderness. So people will get it to the wilderness, and people are still going to be at risk of dying because of their betrayal and disloyalty to being saved by the Most High. You understand? So some people will die there because of their complaining, right? So now most of us will not die there. We'll train, we'll train, we'll train. The Lord will subdue the other nation, meaning weaken the other nations, right? He's going to weaken the other nations, and we are going to go to war with those nations. You understand? We're going to go to war with those nations, and we go to war with those nations. We are going to win against them, and we are going to put them into captivity. And then we will build the kingdom of heaven through our slaves, through the people that we held, that we got captive, and us. You understand? And through the spirit of the Most High in Christ, of course, right? So now, give me Ezekiel.
Ezekiel, I'm gonna start from 33.
Mhm.
Ezekiel 20 and 33.
Go ahead.
As I live, saith the Most High Power, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you, and I will bring you out from the people.
One more time from the top, Salaki.
As I live, saith the Most High Power, surely with a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out will I rule over you.
And with fury poured out will I rule over you. Go ahead.
And I will bring you out from the people and will gather you out of the countries wherein you are scattered.
You understand? The Lord is going to gather us up from the countries we're scattered, right? We got brothers in Europe, right? In Birmingham, right? We got brothers in the islands of Jamaica and Trinidad, and give me some more. Brazil, UK, South America, right? In Canada, we got people all over the place. We're gonna have in Mexico. You get what I'm saying? Like people all over the country in America, right? So you got all these people that are scattered. We got brothers in I mean, not yet in the truth, but you got black people in Japan, in China. You get what I'm saying? Lord allow they'll find the truth one day, right? Go ahead.
With a mighty hand and with a stretched out arm and with fury poured out. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
And there will I plead with you face to face. I'm gonna bring you into the wilderness, and there will I plead with you face to face. Go ahead. You got a question? 36. Go ahead.
Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
You understand? Go ahead.
So will I plead with you, said the Most High Power.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Anybody know what plead with it means? Plead with you. Go ahead.
It means like he's gonna plead is like what I think it means is like you plead with somebody like they deserve punishment, but you're like, all right, you know, like talking it out and then fixing their errors.
God, they don't deserve punishment because they made it, but everything else you said is correct.
So talking it out.
Yeah, he's not pleading. Pleading in a sense of an English term meaning to beg. Plead in this term, the translation would be to tell. He's gonna tell you what's going to happen. You get what I'm saying? He's gonna tell you what's going to go on. You understand? That's what it is. You know what I mean?
You want me to get the definition, sir?
Con, go ahead.
I got you right here.
Go ahead.
Plead in the Merriam-Webster's dictionary. To argue a case or cause in the court of law.
There you go. To argue a case or cause in the court of law. Anything else?
To make a plea of a specified nature, to argue for or against a claim, to entreat or appeal earnestly.
There you go. To entreat or appeal earnestly. That's what you want. All right. You had a question, now?
Sir.
All right. So that was just a brief synopsis of what's going to happen for Elijah. You know what I mean? We are going to do that. And then if you got Daniel 2 and 44, another good patient precept also is in Revelations, right? 13 and 9, right? Where it says this is the faith and the patience of the saints.
The book of Daniel, chapter 2 and verse 44.
Mm-hmm.
And in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, which shall never be destroyed.
You understand, right? The God of heaven is going to set up a kingdom that is never going to be destroyed. Go ahead.
And the kingdom shall not be left to other people.
And the kingdom of heaven is not going to be left to other people. Those other people are heathens. Go ahead.
But it shall break in pieces.
But it shall what?
But it shall break in pieces.
The kingdom of heaven is going to break in pieces. Break that down. What does that mean, break in pieces? Go ahead. How's that?
Break in pieces means like it shall be like shared amongst
Perfect.
everyone.
Exactly. That's what it means, break in pieces. Go ahead.
For it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms,
Mm-hmm.
and it shall stand forever.
That's it, right?
Come on.
Solid. All right, no sweat. Any other questions?
No questions.
Good to go. Let me answer the sister question real quick. Having mercy. So like you said, I came in late when you spoke, having patience. Did you cover on patience as a parent? If not, can you, sir? If so, all right, no sweat. Let me get patience as a parent, right? Let's get train up a child real quick, right? Train up a child, and also give me that one in the Apocrypha, right? Where it says the bow the neck of thy daughter. You familiar with that one? Give me that one. Bow the neck of thy daughter. Let me see. Hold on, I got a few precepts in my notes. 1 second. Go ahead.
You want the one that says give her not much liberty?
Yes, that one. Is that the same one or no?
I believe so.
Okay.
Proverbs 22:6.
Yeah, let's start there.
Okay, you got it. You want to say? So like, which do you want first, sir?
Train up a child.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 6. Train up a child in the way he should go,
Mm-hmm.
and when he is old, he will not depart from it.
Right. So now, some of us might get a child. We might have a child born into the truth. You know what I mean? They're born into a life of serving God because you serve God. But a lot of us, like everyone in this room, was born into sin. You get what I'm saying? Because our parents were sinners and we were born into a life of sin. We had to come into the truth and be reborn. You know what I mean? So now when you have a child and they wasn't necessarily born in the truth and they lived the life of celebrating birthdays and Christmas, it's hard to change them. You understand? Even it's not late, but it's hard. They're not an adult. An adult, you can have discipline. A child doesn't have discipline. You get what I'm saying? It doesn't have discipline. That's why you would spank your child because you're trying to show them discipline, or you would punish your child because you're trying to show them some discipline. You're trying to give them discipline, right? So it's hard to try to change the mind of a child because a child is a child. You understand, right? What you do as a parent is you enforce the laws of God in your house. That's what you do, right? You enforce the laws of God in your house and you follow through with doing those things, right? So now you celebrate the Christmas, we're not celebrating Christmas. We're not celebrating birthdays no more. Let the kids hate you. Let the kids be mad at you. So what? One day they'll understand, right? Sometimes when you was growing up, your parents did some things to you that you didn't understand, and now you do understand. You understand, right? So now give me Ephesians 6 and 4.
You want me to hold?
Yeah, hold that. That's probably the last precept.
Ephesians 6:4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath, but bring them up in the nurture and admonition.
Admonition. Okay.
Admonition of the Lord.
Right. Reading from the top.
Ephesians 6:4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath.
What does it mean to provoke your children to wrath? Nazar?
It means like not lead them into to anger.
By what? Not to anger, but it's something else.
Oh, to wrath, like into judgment.
There you go. By what?
By like doing like what is like pretty much the norm, like
against the Most High.
Come.
That's what you did exactly, right? You don't want to provoke them onto wrath by doing something that's against God. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to put them in harm's way. When you do that, you're putting your child in harm's way. You feel me? You celebrating your child's birthday. You think the judgment will come upon you, but the judgment won't be you; it'll be your child. That's how you have to think, at least. That's what the fear of the Lord is. How many times people die at their birthday? How many times a stray bullet hits a child in the throat? You understand? Like those things happen. Those things happen. It's because they don't have the protection of the Most High. You get what I mean? So if you want the protection of the Most High, don't provoke your children onto wrath, but bring them up in what? Read again.
But bring them up in the nurture.
In the what?
In the nurture.
And the nurture. You want to nurture them. Go ahead.
And admonition.
And admonition, meaning the discipline. You understand? That is the discipline. Bring them up that way. Go ahead.
Of the Lord.
Of the Most High. You understand? That's what you want. How you want to bring your child up under the nurturing and admonition of the Most High. Any more?
That's it, sir.
Con. Good to go. You got a question I score?
It was answered, sir.
No sweat. All right. Let me get one more verse and we'll go to that one. Give me Hebrews 12 and 10.
Hebrews 12 and 10. For they verily for a few days chastened us after their own pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
But he for our profit, that we might be partakers of his holiness.
Man, listen. The reason why a father, think about how the Most High deals with us. How much mercy does the Most High show us? Go ahead.
Tons of mercy.
Tons of mercy. Right? We all get mercy from the Most High because we all should not be here because we are sinners. You know what I'm saying? We all sin against God, but the Lord showed mercy upon us, right? And you want to show your children mercy. You don't want to be a mother or a father who beats the hell out their kids every damn time they do something wrong, right? What are parents good at? Good parents are good at this thing because they love you. Anybody know? Go ahead. Not punishing you. Go ahead. Nurturing you, yes, but I'll give it to you. Threatening you. They threaten you. How many times have you been threatened by your mother or your father growing up, but they never did nothing to you? Right? They did it because they love you. They didn't want to whip you behind. You feel what I'm saying? They didn't want to make your life miserable or horrible or nothing like that, but they had to threaten you and tell you what's going to happen to you if you don't obey them. Right or wrong? That's what the Lord does to us. He threatens us. He tells us what's going to happen to us, and we play with the Most High. We think nothing's going to happen to us. Nothing's going to happen, and then we paralyzed. You get what I'm saying? Then we're dead, or now we're sick, or now we're hurt, because now we're in prison. You feel what I'm saying? Because now the Lord is done threatening you. Now He's taking you. Now it's serious. He done gave you the mercy, and that's how a parent should be. You should give your child mercy. Give them mercy and threaten them and tell them what's going to happen. And then there's going to be a time where this has to happen. You understand? This ass whooping gotta happen now because now you've been horrible or whooping your child's behind don't work. Punishments are good. Punishments are worse than whooping. You make a kid miserable by not letting them go anywhere or do anything. Sit in their room. That happened to me when I was a child. I had to take everything out of my room. I had to adjust a radio. That's all I had to do was listen to a radio. And I said, damn, this is pretty bad. I got to get my shit together. You get what I'm saying? Let me get my grades up so I can do something better. You get what I mean? So like you have to do that to a child. Raising a child is one of the hardest things, but having the patience to do it is what's going to help you, right? The patience and the understanding of how to deal with the child. You know what I mean? Every child is different. When you have 3-year-olds or 4-year-olds or whatever, that's different from raising an 8-year-old. You get what I mean? It's different from raising a 12-year-old. By the time a child is 15, you should have a good grasp of how this person is. But if you're not, you can lose them, right? You had a question? All right, no sweat. So now you do that with threats. You threaten your child, you threaten them, you take things away from them. You get what I'm saying? You talk to your child, you console them, right? You tell them what they did wrong. You tell them what they did wrong. A good thing to do to a child is always tell them what they did that angered you, right? What they did that made you so angry. You tell them what it is. You get what I'm saying? You tell them that you love them. You tell them that you don't want them to be a certain way. You give them a hug and then you let it go. You understand? And that helps the child understand. Makes the child say, well, damn, they explained the whole thing or why, and now I get it. Now I don't want to do those things. And they probably gonna do it again. And now you had that talk with them. They know. Now this second thing, now the child is being cruel. You understand? The child is being cruel now. The child is definitely being disobedient and misbehaving. Now this child knows in his mind that they deserve this ass whooping. You get what I'm saying? Now the child knows that whatever's going to happen next, and I'm saying ass whooping so y'all can understand. It might not be an ass whooping, it might be a punishment, right? Now this child knows, well, damn, she did tell me, or my dad did tell me if I do this again, this was going to happen. And now you did it again, and now it is going to happen. And now the child understands what exactly just happened and why he or she is going through this, right? So now let's go to the Apocrypha, right?
The book of Ecclesiasticus. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 30 and verse 11. Give him no liberty in his youth.
You want to give children not the freedom. Don't give them freedom when they're children, right? Like you got to like a lot of fathers. They're good at that. They're good at not letting their children have freedom. They should be good fathers in here at least. Fathers in SUBCRIBE are, you know, they are controlling their children. You understand? Kids don't have choices or options. Not in my house, at least. I don't like my children. Listen, you're gonna eat this, man. Eat this, and that's that. You get what I'm saying? You're gonna do this, and you're gonna do this. These things are good. Now, you want them to have a little choice of this and that, but I'm not discussing a bedtime with you. You understand? I'm not discussing what you're gonna wear or this or that. I'm not doing those things. This is what I'm saying is what you're going to do, right? The liberty. If you give a child too much liberty, what do they start doing? Go ahead.
They start to rebel.
They start to rebel, and what else?
They start to be defiant.
Be defiant is perfect, and they start shaking their ass on camera at 12 years old. Y'all seen that father that had a camera in there and whooped his daughters behind with the belt because they was twerking, and he went to prison? You understand? The freedoms of having social media when the child is 10 years old, that's not a good freedom. You understand? It's people out here that want to have sex with 10-year-olds, and they'll come have sex with your 10-year-old because of all the freedom you gave them. Y'all with me, right? So you want to say you don't want to have your children have this freedom. You want to protect your children until they're at the appropriate age where you deem that they can have this freedom. You understand? Keep going.
And wink not at his follies.
And wink not at his follies. Meaning what? Don't ignore the things that he does wrong. Correct those things. Correct those things that she does wrong. Always, a child needs constant correction. A child needs constant instruction. You understand? They need that because they're a child. That's why it's so important. When you're a child, you can have leeway but when you become an adult, we're going to look at you like you got three heads, because why don't you understand this? There's no excuses for adults. But for a child, you can have leeway because they don't know no better, right? A child doesn't know any better. That's why you constantly instruct them, right? Go ahead.
Verse 12. Bow down his neck while he is young.
Bow down thy neck when they are young, right? It's saying his when he is young. Bow down thy neck. It's like his neck, right? What does it mean to bow down their neck? Go ahead.
To make them obey you.
To make them obey you. Okay, what else?
Like just fear you. Like just know, like okay, I can't do what I want. This is my father.
Okay, go ahead.
Almost like a dog, like when you bat a dog, the dog bows his head down.
Yeah,
you're putting fear in it.
Yes, it's a humbling thing. You know what I mean? It's the same feeling I had when I seen my father when I was a child. You know, your father loves you, but your father doesn't play any games. You get what I mean? Your father is the one who lays the law down. You get what I'm saying? That's the fear that you have with the Most High, and that same fear that that you fear the Most High with, your father's going to instill in you about Him. You get what I'm saying? And that's good for a child. Bow down thy neck. Don't allow them to what?
To be prideful.
Lead you.
To be
You know what I mean? A lot of children run over their child. Run over their parents. Because the parent, their love is for their child is, what they say, unconditional, right? There's unconditional love for your child. No one can love their child unconditionally. That's not real love. You understand? That is not real love, to love your child no matter what. That's a lie. That is a lie. You cannot love your child no matter what, because you're saying that your child can constantly disobey you and you'll love them. How can you love someone who hates you? The part of loving your child is that they listen to you. They want to make you proud. You get what I'm saying? And your whole life is dedicated to this child because you brought them into the world, and now you got to take care of them. That is your life. All right. Give me more.
And beat him on the sides while he is a child.
Beat him on the sides when he's a child. Meaning what? What?
When you whip him?
Nah, not whip him. That's what it sounds like, right? Nah, this is not beat him. What does it mean? Okay. What do you do though? Like, if y'all are familiar with horses, right? A horse will be on the side for what?
He'll be on the side.
You beat a horse on the side for what?
With a whip.
Yeah.
Like so he can do what you tell him.
Do what you tell him, and it's more important. Go ahead.
So you're right.
So they can go. Go ahead.
I can say to like discipline.
So they can go straight. That's all that means. You get what I'm saying? So they can go straight, and that's what you want to do to your child. Constantly correct them and instruct them so they can be on a straight path. That's the point. You don't want to ignore teaching your child, because now if you ignore teaching them, or if you love them so much that you don't want to hurt them or you don't want them to hate you, it's better that your child hates you, but you gave them all the instruction, than your child love you and don't listen to nothing you say. You get what I'm saying? Because then you won't have a child. Your child would die at 18 years old, like many children have died before, because you ignored to correct them. You understand? And you don't want that, right? So now we get that one more precept. Give me that precept where it says, the father wait. You know what I'm talking about? The father wait. Khan, that one. That's my last precept, and we roll, all right?
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 42 and verse 9. The father waketh for the daughter.
The father waketh for the daughter. Go ahead.
When no man knoweth.
When no man knoweth. Go ahead.
And the care for her taketh away sleep.
And the care for her taketh away sleep, man. When you're a father and you have a daughter, and your daughter's around the age of where she thinks she's ready to have sex, the father is gonna go crazy. Because what is the father doing? He's protecting his daughter and protecting his dowry. And he understands that there is little boys around that are 16 and 17, like I was, like y'all were, right? That's trying to have sex with his daughter. Y'all was trying to have sex with all the women that you could when you were 16 and 17. And there was some father that put a gauge out on you and almost killed you. But a father is gonna be awake. You're gonna be coming in that room, like, hey, checking under the bed, checking the closets, making sure you're good, checking the roof, up at 2 a.m., seeing that no boy ain't sneaking in, right? Because girls become curious at that age, or teenage girls become curious, and boys is beyond curious, and they want to have sex with your daughter. So a father is around protecting his daughter. You understand? Because at 17 or 16, she is not equipped to understand what sex. She's equipped to do it, but she's not equipped to understand what it means. You understand?
Okay.
So a father is there to make sure that she doesn't. All right. Good to go. Any other questions? Solid. All right. With that, I'm gonna pass the class over to Precinct Officer Oscar Ward.
Israel, I mind you, stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the teacher. We're going to Israel, Amiju Shabbat, Amiju Barak.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat.
Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shabbat.
Matah, dismissed.
Nah, I ate some tacos before I got here. Go ahead, go grab some.